whippersnapper Cyphus and my young stupid friend Ursinity. Hello, everyone.
Man, we're gonna get even more reviews that are like Proud's mean to Ursi all the time, and it's all the fault.
He's a big dumb fuck ass. He's stupid too.
Exactly.
Thank God we have the explicit rating, you know? Thank God.
Thank God.
I don't know how we do it without it.
If you've been noticing, at the end of certain episodes, some people are talking differently from others. Like, there's the time drift. Someone's saying one thing, and then someone else responds 5 seconds later. The result of this has been accelerated aging for myself and myself alone. I took the sacrifice and absorbed everyone else's time dilation or expansion, and now...
Oh, he's dead.
Now you're dead. You're gone.
All right. This is going to be the Monday show. It's myself, Ursinity, and my co-host Cyphus, and a belated old man. We wish him the best, and goodbye.
Yeah, he might come back. I'm sure he will. The issue with time drift, if anybody's noticed that, it happened in a few episodes. The sound engineer, who we can't talk about, nobody knows his name, and we definitely don't like him. He was hitting up the folks who do the recording software that we utilize, and it turns out that it's a Google Chrome version issue. And we literally discovered before the start of this episode that both Ursi and Proud did not have the appropriate version of Google Chrome.
Allegedly.
That's why you guys are getting time drift, because you guys were drifting together in time on the same time while the rest of us were on normal time. That's how I like to think about it.
Well, I mean, all that means is that we're in sync. So who is really to blame, if anybody?
That's right. Nobody. Google Chrome.
I think we may have actually lost Proud, unfortunately.
I'll type him right now. May have to reload. Oh, okay. He knows. He's on his way back.
Okay. All right. Well, so this is the Monday show. As much as Proud and I kind of derailed this already, Cyphus, this is your show. Let's explain why Roland's not here, shall we? He is a busy adult who's moving. Yeah, and that's it.
They're basically packing the old place up. They close on the current house where the current .p studio is located. They're doing their damnedest to get this thing packed up, or they close on like sometime in October, like mid-October. So they're packing everything up. They're loading it all into a pod, and he's going to be doing that this week. So you may not hear any Roland this week, and depending on your,
depending on how many stars you give us on iTunes, you may or may not be happy.
That might be a good thing. But we're definitely going to get to some iTunes reviews. Don't you worry.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
3. I mean, I discovered 6. I discovered that we had 3 in Canada, and I know that we have tons in other countries. We're going to get to all of those. I have to manually set iTunes to go pull each of those up. If somebody knows a better way to read iTunes reviews from all countries, I'm all ears. But I think today we'll finish off the ones that we have from the old US of A. Maybe we'll get to some of the Canadian ones here at the end, which is apparently, Ursi, your favorite part of the Monday show. Are the reviews.
Yeah, and dude, I love listening to the reviews. It's legitimately one of my favorite things we do on any show in our entire network. I just find it so entertaining.
Yeah, no, I
also because they're never mean to me, which I suppose is like why I find it so entertaining. Or they're very rarely mean to me. Indirectly mean.
You and I get the least amount of shit from anybody when people leave reviews. I think it's because we're both a little
subdued.
Yeah,
relaxed.
I mean, I'll go on a rant every once in a while. It's funny because when I went on that jungle rant, I really thought that people would take that for what it was, which was just being kind of jokey more than anything. I mean, I do hate
a breaking
junglers.
Character.
Yeah, I mean, I do despise junglers with a passion, and I definitely channeled all of my hatred into that rage into that rant. But I meant it more jokingly, and it was funny. All the people that hit me up were like, "Wow, hey, look, there are people that play jungle that listen to the show, and they're big fans."
Hi.
Oh, you're back.
Yeah,
we've regained Proud.
What's up?
You sound young again.
Oh, are you guys still going?
Yeah, we're still going.
Yeah, of course we're still going. Man, I restarted my computer and back in. Wow, what an amazing program. Man, the functionality of this took fucking years off my life. Well, no, I gave them back, I guess.
Okay.
Do you think this actually worked though? That's the real question. Are we an hour later going to be like, well, we're missing an entire track?
Well, I feel like the smart thing to do would be to end it here and then check and then start it again.
All right, you're right. We're gonna stop here. We're gonna take a quick break, folks, and then we're gonna be right back as though no time
still
passed at all.
stupid, though.
And like magic, we're right back. How easy was that?
Ray.
What's up?
I love Magic.
What color do you play? Like normally?
Oh no, I meant like the kind that I learned at Wizard School, not the kind that you play with your cards or whatever.
Yeah.
Cards or whatever. I saw Friday Night Magic in action this Friday. Went and
did you go?
No, I was just in a. I happened to be in
a.
Yeah, I just happened to be in a game store on Friday night, and my girlfriend was like, "What? Why is everybody here? Why is it so packed?" I was like, "Oh, it's Friday night. Friday Night Magic." And
F&M for us aficionados.
Well, excuse me, but you know what I did pick up while I was there? Have you guys ever played Munchkin?
I know that it exists. I have not played it.
No,
Okay.
I play adult games for adults.
I've heard Munchkin's very good. I wish I could play it.
It's a fun game. It's a fun game. Definitely relies heavily on having a background in, like D&D or some sort of tabletop. Though they've expanded a ton. While I was there, they were just barely putting on the shelf, while we were there, the Rick and Morty Munchkin. And I picked that up right away. So but now I gotta find people who like Rick and Morty to play it with. That's the downside.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of those, so that'll be hard. Yeah,
It's honestly tough to find people that enjoy Rick and Morty. I only recently started to enjoy Rick and Morty, like the last couple of months, at the advice of my girlfriend. I had heard Proud. I believe it was you talking about it, and I know you had shown us that. What was the clip that you showed us at TI 6?
I have no earthly idea.
The butter robot?
No,
Mr.
you showed
Meeseeks?
No, it was the courtroom reading.
Yeah, me and Michael were where they were reading over that courtroom proceedings. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good. And
boys.
A year later, I checked it out. Finally gave the show a solid chance and thoroughly enjoyed it.
It's a good show.
This is what the Mondays show's like. This is what we're going to talk about. It's a Rick and Morty podcast today, I guess. And
okay.
Hey, that's my thing. You can't do that.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
No,
co-opting.
All right, so I've been trying to play some Dota this weekend. I didn't get to play a ton. And do you guys ever, I'm ready for the joking answers.
I never
here,
played
but I'm
Dota.
serious. Do you guys ever have those moments when you're playing Dota and you're winning, you're losing, you're winning, you're losing, you're winning, you're losing. It's like back to back. Like every time you gain, you lose. You gain, you lose, you gain, you lose.
Okay.
And then you wonder if you even know what you're supposed to be doing anymore, or why nothing's working anymore. One of those moments.
I have those, but it's mostly losing. Because if I'm winning, I'm like, okay, I'm aware of what I need to be doing. Because I'm doing it in the games that I'm winning. Most likely, I mean, there's always, some games are different than others, but...
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like even in games that I'm losing, I theoretically know what to do, even if I cannot, will my team and or myself to be doing it correctly.
But
no, that's what I know. That's what I know.
Yeah, see, this is... I mean, you don't even play ranked. What are you talking about?
It does. There's nothing to do with ranked in this question.
There is an element.
No.
So, as I was thinking today, and I was like, because I knew Roland was going to be able to make it, and Ursi was like, hey, I could do it. I was thinking about what I really wanted to talk about, which was this issue, and there was part of me that was like, I kind of wish it was Proud who was going to be on the show, because Proud actually plays
That's a normal
ranked.
reaction.
That's such a rare reaction. People are normally like, why would you co-host anything with Proud? He's so irate and annoying.
Yeah, see, you seem like the one who's very irate right now.
I'm on the Monday show, dude. I can be irate. I'm not the host.
Here's the difference
I'm not the
between
adult in the
ranked and
room.
unranked. In ranked, people take the game seriously and are trying to win. In
Not
unranked,
accurate.
that's where people go when they're like, please don't do stupid shit. Just try that in unranked before you take it to ranked.
Right.
So that's like the games that you play are where fucking random huge skill disparities and people doing stupid shit for no reason. And then there's the ranked games where it's people trying their best and okay, I think this is how I play Dota. I'm going to try it to increase my MMR points.
Thank you.
Lots of people take unranked seriously.
There's you and there's literally no one else that I know.
No.
I can't name a single human who
That's
does
because you don't have friends.
Unranked is where
Are you
I go
serious,
to
dude?
to either try something dumb and goofy, or to learn something. Maybe I'm taking it seriously, but I'm taking it seriously.
For me.
Yeah, fair enough. And I guess party games, I treat party games that way nowadays as well. Even though I used to treat party very seriously, I no longer do. I'm playing a ton of solo ranked. I'm trying my damnedest to win, obviously every game. And I find myself just like going back and forth, and if I'm gaining any MMR, it's like 1 or 2 points at a time, and because I always lose the 25s and win the 24s, sometimes I'm like actually perpetually losing like 2 or 3 points a week.
See, I thought you were talking about actual games, not like a trend over. I thought you were like in a game. I thought you were talking about in a game, you're like, oh, I'm winning some, losing some, winning some, losing some. I didn't know you were talking about ranked Dota 2 over the course of like dozens of games.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I mean, I suppose there's an element to that within.
I didn't. I was like, what are you talking about, dude? Dota's just Dota.
Yeah, at first that's what I thought, but
it's because like Roland's. Well, Cyphus, you're also like the one of these gambler type people.
I
like,
am a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I can't just blame Roland for this. This is just like, if you're not satisfied with that, then just play unranked and then come back to ranked in a fresh mode and be happy.
I feel like you're upset at something and you're twisting Cyphus's words to be the thing that you're upset at when it really has nothing to do with anything.
I know, I'm giving him helpful advice.
About what?
About how to approach Dota.
I feel good going into these ranked games. What's your
question?
I feel good going into these ranked games. Like, it's not I'm not sitting down to these ranked games and this is an emotion I experience after the game, especially after like the loss, like where I win one and I lose one and I win one and I lose one. After the loss, where it's like, geez, how am I ever gonna gain? At some point I've got to be winning 2 for every one I lose, right? Like at some point that's got to start kicking in, and it's just I don't know. I find myself, despite my best efforts, I find myself somewhat stagnating.
Yeah. What? Did we lose Proud again?
I think we did.
Okay. Now I can unilaterally give you my correct advice. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a very regular thing, and this is why I don't play ranked like you play ranked, and because I in my opinion. And among the many people that I've talked to that have been unsatisfied with their MMR, and in my process learning and growing in the game of Dota 2, the problem you run into if you only play solo ranked is that you are always playing right around your bracket, plus or minus a couple hundred MMR, and sure, whatever, you get the occasional smurf in your games and the occasional account buyer. But you are always playing with people around your MMR, so you're not gleaning things from elsewhere, and you're not seeing people's problems from much lower, and you're not learning from people much higher. And even if like you're talking to them, you're not getting the real practical experience of like playing in a game where you're the lowest MMR or playing the game where you're the highest MMR by like a good margin, to be more specific.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm a big advocate of not only playing solo ranked and unranked. You have a lot more variance in MMR and in skill level, just in general. Like, even though it's bracketed, you still have a good amount of like, when I play in unranked, I will regularly see like 6K players and I'll regularly see like 4K players, even though I'm 5K and my unranked is ballpark 5K. I see mostly high 4K, low 5K, but at the same time, I do see a good amount of people that are significantly higher or lower. So it's a great place to learn as far as I'm concerned. And so, yeah.
No, I'm with you. I get that. I know I have ample opportunity to party with higher MMR players and get that kind of experience. And I do a ton of watching. Like I don't know if you listened to last Monday's show, but I'm getting a ton of shit for like stalking people on Dota.
Well, stalking in general is a little
but I that's what I'm doing. Like I'm popping in. I'm hopping on and scoping out whoever happens to be playing a game on my friends list, and sometimes that's you. Like I've watched a couple of your games recently. I've watched a couple of Proud's games recently. I watch a lot of Roland's games. I watch a lot of.
All right, we're back.
There we go.
Good.
All right, here. Yeah, I guess I just can't play Divinity Original Sin 2 while I'm fucking recording or something.
That must be.
No, you shouldn't do things that that deter recording quality.
I got a bunch of concentration. I gotta spend it on something.
Fair enough.
Don't teach me how to live with my fucked up brain. You fucking weirdo.
But I
Anyway, so what were we talking about? Ranked. Sam saying that no one gets better if they play Dota 2 a lot.
Right.
Or something?
His whole argument is basically I'm not being exposed to other MMRs, and I'm just playing within like my wheelhouse. So of course I'm probably not learning anything new or worthwhile to put towards growing as a player.
Yeah, I mean, you're stagnating because you're in stagnant water.
That's what like watching and like figuring out shit is for. Like I don't think that playing with people wildly better than you and getting shit on is gonna help you.
Right.
I
disagree.
Worse than you. Well,
There's like it's a fundamentally different experience, right, between watching Dota and actually playing Dota. Like,
well, I mean, I've had some games against professional players where I might as well have been watching with how much I was interacting.
I know.
With that
I've
game.
been in those games also.
I know. So I'm like, but I mean, those were the best games to learn how to play as a team, but not how to improve individually.
That's saying to an incredible extreme, though, right? Like,
yeah,
it's more about.
I mean, that's what you do with.
But is there any difference for me?
If you don't know how to like arguments work, that's not how you.
No, I get what he's saying. I totally get what he's saying.
You can't just take things to an extreme.
What Proud is saying is, if I were in a game, so say I got queued up in a game where I was on the opposite team, or even where you, Ursi, are on the enemy team, and Proud is on my team, and I go into that game, I'm gonna have very little impact in those games, as we know from history. Let's be honest.
Incorrect.
And I'm gonna get stomped. And am I gonna learn as much? Like with that 2K difference between us, am I learning anything? Am I really learning anything from just getting stomped by significantly better players?
But playing unranked, you're not with people 2,000 MMR different than you. Like that's like a fundamentally flawed argument to make, right? Like the argument is not that you should be playing with people vastly, incredibly way better or worse than you. It's that if you're playing, and again, literally in the segment that we just were talking about, I said when you play ranked, you play ballpark couple hundred MMR above or below you. And I said farther than that, meaning let's say 500 MMR. Somebody playing that's 3,500 will learn more from playing in a party or just even in a solo game with something that's 4K or 4,200. That's not necessarily the same as them playing with something that's 5,500. Like that's just perverting my argument.
This is like all resting on the assumption that you don't learn from playing ranked within your MMR, whereas that's literally how like everyone who has ever climbed has climbed.
Not necessarily. That's a very sweeping statement. That's
I mean it is, and I'll stand by it.
I mean, that's not how I've climbed in ranked Dota 2, and that's not how I approach it.
You are like the only person who plays a lot of unranked and is like relatively decent.
Owie 2000 plays mostly unranked.
Yeah, because he's like a fucking TI winner and he does whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, but still, this is two people already.
In scrims. He didn't like get good just by playing like unranked. He's like vast. I'm talking about people who like tried to improve at the game, not people who like already won TI and were scrimming with fucking like TI teams.
But again, you made a very sweeping statement that everybody that has ever improved in Dota just only plays ranked.
No, just like the people who like climb, like the people who are climbing MMR, like those people who
by definition.
Like, yeah, and so I mean, therefore it's possible. Therefore, you saying to Cyphus that it's not, and you can't if you're in stagnant waters is bullshit.
No, okay, because different things work for different people, right? The whole point I'm making is that if he is having the problem that he is stagnating, you need to see clearly something is not working in his approach to the game, right? If he's been stagnating. And one of the things that could be hurting his growth and his ability to grow is by only playing within his own bracket and only playing with people that are ballpark the same MMR. And so he's not learning from the thought processes, etc. from people of higher MMR.
The way to deal with that is to play in parties with people better than him, not to like play unranked where everyone just does stupid shit and no one gives a fuck about anything.
I mean, both apply. That's fine. Both apply. But unranked has that variant if you're still playing alone, whereas solo queue does not have that variant unless you're playing in a very high MMR or at weird times of day.
I play ranked, and then it'll have like twice that variance.
Do that,
All right.
Cyphus.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've had this issue where I'm like, shit, I'm just like, nah, I'm just kind of like doing the same shit. I'm just picking the same heroes and like nothing's really happening and it's not getting better. And that's, when I take a break for a few days, like watch a couple, like find something that I'm interested in, go to like the watch tab and just like see what, really good players are playing or something like that. It's like, just try to get excited about trying something. And then like do that and try to get good at it and focus on it. Like you normally get shitty when you're just like taking Dota one game at a time and doing whatever the fuck, but you're not like really planning what you're doing. So like, yeah, I don't know, listen to a fucking Thursday and, find a hero that we played and get good at that and just really focus on not fucking dying all the time.
Yeah. Just change something. Yeah. Like honestly,
I mean, I suppose, I don't know.
I want to play Dota now. What is the point of this show?
I don't want to play Dota ever, dude.
Play Dota.
I want to play Dota until 7.07. Dude, this patch sucks so much. It is the least fun I've had playing Dota in so long.
It's fine.
No, it sucks. It's miserable. Every game I don't want to play.
This is the most fun patch that has been brought to like in music genres or like just art genres in general. When you say like post blank, like postmodernism, fucking like post rock, the idea is that it takes like whatever you're dealing with and brings it to like a meta point of extraction. When you're at a post patch like us, where we're just playing Dota about the patch. We're not actually just playing Dota itself. Once you get to that, like this is the best patch that has reached that point. Like fucking post-patch Leshrac, post-patch fucking Sniper Troll. Like after those patches are figured out, horrendous. This is at least playable.
That's true. I gotta agree. There's not a hero.
You just hate Necrophos.
Yeah, dude, I hate this because this is a skillless patch.
Whoa,
it's not even that hard to beat.
Why do you say it's a skillless patch?
Well, because all right, so in meta games where certain heroes have been incredibly strong, like Proud saying in post-patch eras where things get figured out, so a lot of times it's been interesting heroes, right? Or at least heroes that are more dynamic. This patch is just like a bunch of heroes that just don't die and run at you with radiance, and it's not fun. It is the least fun garbage that I've played in many months.
I don't know, man. Like I don't even see the heroes that much. Like
I don't know what game you're playing. Like
ranked Dota 2 where people ban things.
You ban things in every mode, dude.
Yeah,
like
but people
every mode
aren't trying in unranked, so things aren't going to get banned out as frequently.
Things do get banned, but whenever they're not banned, people you would think you'd see it less in unranked because quote unquote people don't care and people shouldn't be doing try hard garbage like playing Necrophos Bloodseeker. But people still do it because that's how good they are.
It's because they're trying. They're like, oh,
no, it's because they're savages.
I'm going to try it out and then go to ranked. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know about the psychology of. Yeah, I don't know about the psychology of these degenerate unranked players.
No, degenerate Necrophos players, Bloodseeker players, yourself included, plays skillless heroes.
Yeah, it's very skillless. I mean, Necrophos, I agree with. Bloodseeker's dope.
No, Bloodseeker's maybe like incrementally more skillful than Necrophos.
Okay.
All I know is playing Bloodseeker. I should just play Bloodseeker every game. You're right, Proud. That's what I should.
He's very fun. He wins his lane too.
You'll climb out of whatever MMR you're at.
I won't learn
fast.
anything.
Hey, go for it. Sure you will.
You'll learn stuff.
Bloodseeker will teach you, like, you know how Roland always talks about, like, my fucking PA and Tiny, how you just kind of like keep throwing daggers and you're skirting across the corners and then you go in at the exact right time. Like, that's what Bloodseeker is. You can't just fucking walk your face up to someone. You need to just like walk around and tick them down with radiance, and then when you see the opportunity, you go for it.
Bloodseeker, it's good. Even in 3K, has not changed that much how I lane him whenever I do play him from like the 2K days, because because even at 3K, everybody's hanging around in lane with half health. And I just wait until 2 to 3 of the enemy team are half health, and then I just run at my off lane and kill him, and then go back.
That sounds great. But you should like watch someone who is good at Bloodseeker, and like look at exactly what they do when they engage, when they farm. Like you need to pay a lot of attention to kind of like the littler, smaller things.
If only I knew somebody who was good at Bloodseeker.
But just like don't fucking interject when I'm trying to tell you how to play Dota 2. You fucking glasses person.
Sorry. I'll take the glasses off right now.
But yeah, just like take them off. Yeah,
I'll keep mine on. They make me look smart.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, but like don't just like, oh, I'm gonna play this hero, I'm gonna play it. Like look at a build exactly and then like figure it out and then do it. And then like try to go into it with a real fresh mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Buddy?
I don't know.
Gotta have fresh little brain.
Maybe I just
fresh noggin.
Maybe I'm in a hero rut, you know? Maybe that's it.
Everybody's in a hero rut.
Yeah.
I'm actually just never until the new patch comes out. I'm literally just gonna be the most miserable sack of person ever. I try to hype myself up for podcasts, and I'm like, oh, Dota's a fun game. Let's play fun heroes.
They say things never change.
But then it's just, I tried to do something fun. Just kidding, doesn't matter. They picked Necrophos, Bloodseeker, Viper, and
Viper is too good.
I mean, Viper's not good. Viper's just annoying. I mean, Viper's fine.
Viper's good. Viper is very good.
Yeah, but he's not on the tier of Necrophos and Bloodseeker.
He's
but
close.
I agree. Viper's fine. But it's just like I feel you, Cyphus. My motivation for the game is not doing super well either. Like every time I get motivated, it's immediately quashed. I think that's a better way to word it.
That's
why
sounds boring.
Well, those are both not very good heroes.
Who do I?
They're both, in fact, bad heroes.
I wouldn't go that far.
I mean, Jug's okay, but I mean, people way better than me all think that they are bad heroes. I think they're fine, but they're definitely not top tier. I'll at least say that.
That's fair. I mean, Jug was getting picked in pros.
Yeah, he like fell off completely, and now he's getting a little bit again because he won TI. But yeah, he's very that was like the one Jug pick at TI was in the last game or whatever.
No, I mean I saw
changed.
I saw a pro draft today. I don't remember what game it was.
Maybe I just need to play more
That's good.
They fifth picked him though, so it was just like a counter pick. I don't remember what the enemy team was, but they ran Necrophos Jug. The third pick Necro, fifth pick Jug.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That healing.
I guess I'll just play like Ursi.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
Chaos Knight. That's what I'll do.
Dude, Ursa's actually.
Play support.
Ursi. I know I said on that first Tuesday show that I was going to try to play more support, but it's not happening, man.
It's a miserable patch to play support. Well, and to be fair.
Is it what makes it bad compared to others?
That might be like a slight exaggeration, but I do honestly find that I'm having less fun playing support in the current iteration of 7.06 than I have in previous patches. Mostly just because of my primary complaint that a lot of the heroes that are strong at the moment are just very run at you, tempo-y mid game heroes, and it's just kind of not fun to play support when it's like, they just heal every time they get a kill, or I'm just gonna die to ambient damage from like a Radiance Bloodseeker, or all these little things.
That makes sense.
Compared to like, they're playing like an anti-mage draft, and it's like a 4 protect 1, or even like a just a greedy anti-mage pub draft, and it's like, I can play or Rubik and do fun things.
Even when like Less Stormer were crazy, it was like, I'm the support, I can like come out of nowhere and get the piece of lockdown that like gets us that kill. Whereas
exactly.
It's just I can stun Necro, and then he turns invulnerable to physical damage and gets a kill and goes back to full, and I'm Rubik and my Fables.
Exactly. You can't like. Yeah, they're very strong against the like small skirmishy damage and utility that supports provide. So
I can see that. And I feel like they relegated all the enjoyment of support to the 4 position. Now.
Absolutely, 1,000% agree.
Yeah, that's why I play Bloodseeker at 2/4.
This particular meta became super skirmishy.
This particular meta.
Super skirmishy. I don't know. I don't know that particular meta, a particular tune.
It's like this. What the sound of the summer?
What are you? What are you hoping they change? Like, what do we really expect from 707, other than the introduction of 2 new heroes? Right? We know.
Lone Druid buffs.
But seriously, what do you really anticipate happening with the next patch? Where
no Lone Druid changes,
because it doesn't. I'm really struggling to figure out like what. I don't know. When I try to think about what they're gonna change this time around, and admittedly, like when 7.0 came out with the talents and all of that, like that obviously was a huge overhaul to Dota. The map was a huge overhaul to Dota, but we're not gonna see that level of a change in 707. It feels like it's gonna be something more minor. What
Oh no, it is, dog. I mean, not that level, but like the entire way that we play, like the patch hasn't changed for. I think this is one of the longest patches ever, and the game has changed. Like the game changed at TI drastically, and no patch change happened. Just people adjusting to things, and there are going to be real changes to the game that are going to change up a lot of those changes. If I could say the word change a few times, like adding the creep to mid lane changed everything, and there's a decent chance that gets reverted, or like every lane gets another anyway. I mean, there's going to be something to undo all the bullshit that happened with the mid lane, I'm like certain.
Yeah,
and that's going to change up the entire map and how everyone plays everything, and make mid game a lot less of a thing. Because if your mid hero has an extra fucking creep every wave, yeah, guess what? Mid game is going to be everything, and everyone's going to play fucking these like fighters that take over the game.
Is it a reversion, or did they add creeps to the other lanes? You know what I mean? Like, what do you? I don't know.
Oh,
who gives a shit about that speculation, Cyphus?
I like to speculate.
God, if me too, dude.
What if they add a creep to every lane? Then there'll be a creep in every lane.
I mean, is that what you want to do?
All right, ignore Proud. Let's go. Let's go back to the part where Proud was disconnected. All right, if they add a creep to every lane, that would be the worst thing in the world. I think, as much as IceFrog hates reverting changes, I do honestly think they should revert that change to the mid lane, or make like some. Make some incremental change where it's like, yeah, there's still the 4 creeps, but they're all worth a little less, and to even it out. But then, like, why? Then why is there an extra creep?
Yeah, I mean, they originally did this because they wanted to nerf the XP and gold of just like creeps in general, and then they also which happened when they made the jungle respawn every minute instead of every 2 minutes. And then to compensate that, everyone's like, okay, so mid lane doesn't get level 2 on the first wave. And then they're like, oh, you can have another creep. And they're like, well, this fucked everything up. So maybe just make it so we're allowed to have gold again. I don't know, make creeps give you level 2 and undo that. And just like, fuck that. Just get it out. Stop it.
Yeah, it's going to feel like sacrilegious, but, or like, what? There's definitely a term for this.
Frog?
But
Blasphemous?
I feel like there's too much gold on the map for supports.
Wow.
And I feel like this is
what a dumb comment.
It is. Like, I feel like almost everybody will disagree with me, but in my personal opinion, I don't like that supports have so much farm accessible to them and all that, because I think that it induces people to play a bit more greedily, and B, I kind of relish the days where support was more about really difficult decisions on small things rather than saying, oh, what's my next 2200 gold item going to be? And like nowadays, you never see like the support, or you shouldn't see the support at like 20 minutes that has like tranquil boots and a magic stick and then like a bunch of wards and a TP scroll, right? Like there's just too much money on the map. Like that's just not a game state that should be happening in any game. It also felt like it
semi-nerfed some of the traditional vibes in the process, because like now, how many times
they just don't need items?
And how many times did we at TIC lineups where like I legitimately couldn't have told you who was the 4 and who was the 5 out of the support duo? I mean, they may as well have just both been 4s. That anytime, frequently we would see lineups like that where there wasn't like Disruptor will be the 5. It was like, I don't know who's the 5 between Nyx and Spirit Breaker, but those are the supports.
If you're defining the roles explicitly in how much farm they get and not what position they're playing, then yes. But like a Spirit Breaker is always going to be a 4, and a Disruptor is always going to be a 5, regardless of how you decide.
But my point being more like, I'm saying the feel of the positions, right? Like we weren't seeing what was traditionally thought of as, you know, as a 5 position support. We were seeing 2 heroes that had traditionally been 4s. Like there were, I'm trying to go back through and find some lineups, but like there were plenty of matches like that where, who the hell knew who was what, or who the hell knew what who's going to be what position. I'm trying to find some.
I don't think that's correct.
Yeah, I don't think that's right either. I'm sorry, Cyphus. I would agree with you that there are games where the 4 and the 5 are getting similar amounts of farm, and that becomes indistinguishable or at least muddied. but in general, their positions are fairly distinct within what they're performing, especially in the early to mid game.
Yeah, like, unless you can show me like a Rubik Disruptor draft, I'm not going to agree with that statement.
Yeah. Yeah, but in general, like I realize that that's kind of like a weird stance to take as somebody that is a support player that is also a greedy support player. But I feel like you have to be greedy as a support compared to previous patches and support metagames that have been more like you're scrounging for whatever you can get, and then you're really happy when you get it. Whereas now it's like, what do you mean you don't have a force staff? It's 18 minutes. It's like, well, like, because I'm buying wards. Like, too often you see people that are like, yeah, I just didn't buy wards because I want to finish my force staff. It's like, well, if he didn't have that extra gold on that hero that's now getting him all excited for his next item, you'd have wards on the map. But instead, you don't have wards on the map because he's like, oh, but I'm playing Crystal Maiden and I need my Midas, or I'm playing, whatever, and I need my blank. So I'm kind of unhappy with that. And that's something that I feel like was encouraged that gradually over patches where people were all excited, like, oh man, supports are so poor. Let's make support more fun to play. Like, Proud, would you agree with this? That we see this on Reddit, especially, which we all know is Valve's primary way of getting feedback on Dota. Yeah. People always were like, oh man, how do we make pub players play support? Right? The classic problem in any MOBA is that nobody wants to play support. Or I mean, even in FPS games, people don't want to play they want to play the sniper class. They don't want to be playing the guy with the shield in the front. They want to be playing,
more Black Widows than fucking Mercies.
Exactly. Yeah, everybody wants to play Hanzo. And so I feel like a lot of people, and this is like a relatively reasonable stance to take, people are like, oh, well, if we just give the support some more gold, then people will play support because then they can buy fun things. But instead, nobody plays support still, or I shouldn't say that. The same people that were playing support are still playing support, and the same people that were playing cores are now just playing cores, but saying, oh, we get more money, because the money that's on the map is also there for the cores, even if it's theoretically allotted to the support players.
I found one of the sample drafts.
So
I found what I'm talking about. Bat Rider, Night Stalker,
name it.
Bat Rider, Night Stalker, Leshrac, Bristleback, Earthshaker. This was LGD. This was game 1 of LGD versus OG. LGD's lineup is Bat Rider, Night Stalker, Leshrac,
okay, let me find
Bristleback, Earthshaker, and they ran the Earthshaker off lane. My point being that this was a perfect example of a game where you looked at that lineup and you saw where Earthshaker wound up running, and you saw the dual mid happen and the roaming Night Stalker, and like, who the hell? That's a pretty greedy lineup. Like, that's a really greedy lineup for a couple of supports. Like, this is this meta allowed shit like that to happen.
Well,
and work, and like, they won with that lineup with no like true 5.
Well, but they didn't also not have a traditionally scaling carry. So that's that. Like, they compensated for picking 2/4 heroes by not picking a 1. Like, they had a Bristleback 1, right? Like, that's absurd.
Yeah, they only did that because Earthshaker was still in the pool, and that hero is so broken that, like, they kind of had to.
Yeah, well, I what you're saying. Like, I think there's a fundamentally different thing, especially to picking 2/4s, especially when one like Earthshaker is very highly contested, and saying, all right, we have an Earthshaker and we have a Night Stalker. And they're compared to picking 2/5s and saying one gets the 4s farm and one gets the 5s, or then one gets the 5s farm. Like Proud was saying, right? You might see a draft that has a Spirit Breaker and an Earthshaker on it, but you will never see a draft in like a good game that has a Rubik and a Shadow Shaman, because that just doesn't work out, right?
Yeah, I mean, OG in this game even had Lich and Rubik as their support duo, but they lost pretty obviously because that's not very good.
Yeah, because they have no hero that can like roam. They have no blink initiation with that.
Why do you need to roam when your Lich is just always going to be
That's
mid?
True. Well, yeah, when you auto win a lane, who needs to roam?
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, but I mean, the point being is that like neither of these drafts look like they were fucking Plan A or typical of
I feel like I've seen a ton of that.
It's all this is reactionary drafting, not like I don't know, because I was just looking through and I didn't see a single draft that was like, you know, everything had like a Night Stalker and a Lich or something like that.
I guess.
Yeah. Regardless, yeah, I I feel like their whole plan to get people to play support failed horribly and is very disappointing.
I see a lot less people totally upset to play support personally.
Really? I feel like I have the same. I feel like people might be a little less upset when they're actually playing support, but when it's in the drafting phase, still nobody wants to play support other than, of course, the people that were already playing support.
I very rarely see anyone getting mad over like the, people insta throwing their icon over carry and mid, and people like freaking out. Seems like it's way less. Like I can do that almost every game and no one is gonna freak out. And that's kind of different from how it was before in my experience. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I can't like say with any fucking quantitative data whether or not it's true or not, but I definitely don't think it hurt. And
no, I don't think it hurt.
I am nostalgic for the days of the Shadow Demon who doesn't even have Tranquils finished up, but whatever. I think it's better overall.
Yeah, I feel like they made these changes with a clear plan in motion, and the changes to support pick rate and like the impression of people playing support have not been large enough to warrant the amount of changes that they made.
I guess. I mean, I don't think that they necessarily made the game worse in any aspect, so that point...
I don't think it made it worse. I just don't like it.
Okay. I mean, that's the same thing as far as I'm concerned.
No, I mean, like, one is a very personalized statement.
Yeah. I don't think that the change... I'm not against any of the changes. I don't think that they're bad. I don't think there's anything wrong with them, and they definitely didn't hurt the chances of people playing support. If anything, they helped. So I don't agree with you being upset about these in any respect.
Well, no, I mean, I never said that they made it worse. I just don't think they made it better in a large enough increment. Less. Yeah, I mean, but that's a highly personalized opinion.
Yeah,
but
that's
the changes are something that everybody has to deal with, right? And the changes are that there's more money on the map and supports play more greedily.
Yeah, no, I get that. We're good.
Yeah. And so I just that's one thing that I'm a little unhappy with. And again, bringing it back to the original point, if looking forward, I would like to see maybe some of these greedy changes reverted, like the extra creep in mid lane, or I'm not necessarily having less creeps in the jungle or anything like that, but I feel like right now
they already did all that. There's not a lot of gold on the map. I think that you're like strictly wrong about that. There's more gold in the mid lane for sure, but that's it. There is less gold everywhere else. Like that's why if you look at like people rarely get over 650 GPM or like barely even hit 600 even when they win.
Cores do.
No. They don't. This is something we talked about ourselves often.
I know. Well, sorry. But cores, you're right. Cores are getting less farm, right? Because like you're saying, cores GPM, like an amazing game, you're getting 700, like in an ideal game.
Most. Yeah, but
supports are getting more farm. Like supports are more regularly getting to like that 300 GPM point, that 350, compared to before would be 250, maybe 300.
Yeah, and I don't think that has too much to do with like the things like the jungle camps and that sort of thing. Like the camps are the camps don't give a lot of gold already. Like they're not good to farm. I think it's just like general things with the map. I mean, it's mostly bounty runes, right? And then also just like fucking passive gold has been buffed every so often, and kills give a lot of gold and shit, which they've like been nerfing recently. But I mean, the only thing that's really giving supports a bunch of dosh is the shrines, killing shrines is one thing, giving us a ton of money, AoE money or whatever, but like it's just the bounty runes, I think.
I guess, supports are picking up tons of bounty runes. Yeah. No, you're right.
I mean, the jungle has been nerfed so much.
Jungle has been nerfed a lot. I don't have necessarily like a perfect answer for this. It's just I'm pretty unhappy with how supporting feels at the moment. I don't know. As a support player.
I'm not going to be playing support anytime soon.
I feel like the weight of a lot of actions went down at like when they nerfed when they doubled the camp respawn and then also cut all the gold from it and then cut all the gold from creeps. I feel like a lot of the weight to actions kind of turned down a little bit, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you're more encouraged to do a lot of little actions rather than larger. So rather than large actions. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's like there's I don't want to say like a continuum between like League and Dota or whatever, but it's the difference between like I don't know, like an action in Dark Souls with like a big fucking hammer versus a traditional like hack and slash like a Japanese hack. Like the difference between like Dark Souls and Dynasty Warriors, where like you fucking like you do one thing, you kill one camp, you throw one stun, and like those are like the big important actions. Whereas in Dynasty Warriors, whatever, you're just like these fucking like wave like sweeps and swaths of enemies, just like, oh, you're doing all these little things, and yes, it's more, but it's not worth anything. And that's how I feel like things went a little bit more in that direction rather than like the individual heavy actions, and more to the like just kind of general, like you're doing a lot of different shit once they like kind of nerfed the gold value of everything and just made
that sounds right. Of it. That feels like it explains most of
that's fair.
That's me. Yeah, so I would prefer that we somehow made things stronger and made me get gold from them or something. I just want, like, I preferred the jungle respawning once every 2 minutes as long as it actually gave gold. Like, that's my position. Oh, I, like, half burped. Hello.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that's fair. Either way, it feels very not satisfying at the moment, I would say, from all angles. Like, I'm just really not thrilled to play Dota at the moment. Like, to be very frank, like even when I come into games excited, 10 minutes into the game, I'm like, I don't want to be here. Like, I shouldn't say that with every game, but in a not zero amount of games, in at least 25% of my games, from the get-go, I'm like, the draft ended, I don't want to play this game. Whereas, like the enemy team, they first two Bloodseeker, Tinker, and it's the enemy team first two Bloodseeker Tinkers, and it's like, well, I just what am I gonna do? Like, this is not fun.
There's a certain feeling I get whenever I'm playing core and I'm like very excited to do something, and then like as soon as they pick one hero, I'm like, I'm gonna have to deal with that guy doing that thing. Yeah, fuck, dude. What can I pick?
Every game I play mid now, it's that exact interaction, dude. Virtually every game I play, it's like, oh, I'm playing mid this game. Okay, the enemy team, let's see, what's their first pick? Oh, okay, they picked Necrophos. What's their second pick? Oh, okay, they picked Shadow Shaman. The third pick, they picked an Earth Spirit, and now I don't want to play this game. I'd rather abandon and go play Nier Automata or whatever. Like,
well, I mean,
this
that's
is
a strong play either way, as far as I'm concerned, or aware.
It's just like it's very not fresh and not fun to me. Like, enemy team, oh, they picked Nyx Assassin, and now I can't play any mid hero that's fun. I have to play like
God
Viper,
forbid.
And I'm not going to do that to myself.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's very frustrating. Like, when I play support, I feel like my actions don't matter as much, and when I play core, I feel like I cannot play the cores that I want to play. Like, I think I was talking about this on Thursday, maybe. I've been trying to play anti-mage for like maybe 2 weeks. I've been I want to play
banned every game I'm in.
Games. I mean, comparatively.
I will say most of it's because he's banned in most games, or I shouldn't say most games, but a lot of games.
Something they ban. Like if someone's gonna pick Storm, they ban AM.
Yeah, if somebody's gonna play like any number of heroes, they ban AM, and then also like safe lane is frequently taken, and I just don't want to incur. I don't want to incur that weight upon my team by picking anti-mage when we already have like a greedy mid and a greedy off lane. Like when my teammates pick like Timbersaw off lane and like an Invoker mid, I'm like, I'm not gonna play anti-mage even though I wanted to. So I've legitimately been trying to play anti-mage for 2 weeks and have not played a single anti-mage game.
Yeah, I mean that's like real. If you're trying to play a situational hero, but because it's easy for me because I mouse safe lane every game, and if it's an anti-mage game, then I'm anti-mage. But if you're only gonna mouse safe lane once in a while, like you got to do that before you decide what specific hero you're gonna play in that role. So it's pretty hard to actually get an AM game if that's all you're looking for.
It's just like, I'm not feeling very satisfied. And this, I feel like everybody kind of has these emotions about Dota whenever a patch has gone on for a long time, even a very well-balanced, relatively patch like this one. As much as I'm complaining about a few specific heroes, overall, the game is well-balanced, right? We know that. Yeah. But anytime a patch goes on, like this is what, the 4th month of this patch, I think somebody said? This is like, it's inevitable that when you get to this point, it's like, this is just not Dota that I enjoy. Like, I know what to do if I want to win, and I know what to do if I want to have fun, and those two things are not congruent with each other. Like, it's just, and like, I'd rather do other things.
I mean, I don't disagree in any respect, but, like, coming from, like, the main game that I played was, like, StarCraft, and that game hardly changed at all, like, ever. And Brood War just literally never changed. But, like, Dota is so fucking awesome, but I'm just like, yeah, change it.
Yeah,
fucking
you expect those changes.
Yeah, I'm sure the game could be, you know, similar if it was just like, if that was the environment of the game, it's just like, you know, get used to it. This is the meta game, and we're just gonna grow forever from here. But like, no, Dota's about new shit. Give me the new shit. Yeah, my hero sucks right now, but you're gonna change it. I'm not gonna Protoss.
I was so excited to play Dota when this podcast started.
Give me that lone druid.
You guys
depressed
me.
Yeah.
Well, Ursi has a fucking habit of just sapping the joy out of everything.
Yeah, right. Dude, it's a hobby.
All right.
We're gonna
move on to reviews. We're gonna do it.
Is it like emotional vampirism?
Oh,
thank God. I can't wait, dude. I'm so excited to be on a Monday show just to do the reviews part.
Oh, yeah. Are we going to ask if Roland is Antifa again? Because that was the funniest thing to read ever.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, man, I can't wait for this to be read on the show.
Who ran the Shadow Demon mid in my last game. That one. I should throw that shout out.
Dude, I had a Bane mid in one of my games. And again, as a testament to Proud's dragging of unranked, this was a guy, he was very polite, actually. He was like, oh man, do you guys mind if I try Bane mid? I won't do it if you guys don't want me to. And I was like, man, I can't just be mean to this person.
Yeah, he prefaced all of this by saying, I'm going to be doing something that's a little unorthodox. But don't worry, I'll be able to handle Storm Spirit because I've got crazy lockdown.
Yep.
And then he locked in Shadow Demon. So that
is literally the worst statement I've ever heard in my entire life.
Okay. Just had to throw a fuck you out there. You know,
how did it go?
Yeah. Use the position. What am I here for? All right, here we go.
Yeah. Okay.
We got 3 reviews we got to get to. First, a 5-star review
here we go.
from Totes Not a Starfish. Always great to hear other perspectives.
Okay.
Hi there, friends, and I listen to the podcast and really dig it. Hi there, friends, and I listen to the podcast and really dig it. It's great to. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
it's a bit presumptive.
Disjunctive.
It's great to hear all the Dota
friends.
content and all the IRL content on a day-to-day basis. Yes, even the politics. Great works, guys. Look forward to all the further podcasts, and I get a laugh out of all the dumb ideas that only a low MMR idiot like myself would try. And yes, I even enjoy listening to Proud. Reminds me of my group of friends playing games and screaming at each other. Oh, that's nice. Oh, well, you could be totally Starfish's friend.
I don't have friends.
That's right. He said hi there, friends.
I don't think so.
Well, you're already his friend.
Based on our inaccurate reading of his statement.
Yeah,
can we edit these reviews to make them say what we choose?
All right, this one is called Breaky is Overrated, 4 stars by Sawgrip. Been listening to this podcast since last year. I love the casual debates of Cyphus and Roland and witty banter between Proud and Ursi. To Roland, just wanted to let you know that we can see your improvement now. You know, less talking over and cutting people off. Keep it up. I'm also hype about the 2 new hosts, Leafy Peachy and B-Dub. To Breaky, can you stop with the Han bias? Move on, dude. Welcome to Dota. I didn't know Breaky had a Han bias. Yes.
I suppose that review is just to balance out Mini Ninja's upcoming review. That is.
Let's see. I listened to this.
It is
by
him
Mini
fawning
Ninja,
over Breaky.
5 stars. The Monday show is a delightful look into the life of Roland. Plus 3 stars. Cyphus, Roland's sidekick. Gross. Sometimes derails Roland's engrossing stories to talk about silly games like Elite Dangerous or something called Dota. Minus 1 star. On Tuesday, there is a teaching podcast, and B-Dub was nice when I met her, so plus 1 star. Thursday is an intellectual discussion of the intricate nature of that Dota game by a 5k MMR player, plus 1 star, and a 3k MMR player who paid a Russian to boost his account to 5k, minus 4 stars. Breaky is a casting god. You should all bow before him, plus 5 stars. I don't know how the math works out, or which one of you paid the Russian.
We ended at 2.
Did he mess his math up?
No, I didn't think of any. I wasn't thinking. I was just listening.
Yeah, I didn't bother. Let's see.
3.
Plus 3 minus 1, so we're at 2. +1, +1, 4. Okay. Then right, we lose 4, and then we gain 5 from Breaky. Okay, so the math does check out. Presuming I can do math.
Did we lose 4 stars from you, Sam?
No, we lost. Oh yeah, we lost 4 stars from me.
That's a good joke.
You're the one who paid the Russian?
Yeah, that's fair.
That's actually okay. Very solid.
Yeah, apparently. That's Mini Ninja's a resident conspiracy theorist.
I just want to make sure that we caught the 4-star Ursi thing, right? Because he.
That's okay. I'm sure you've lost us a few stars over the course of these reviews, Proud.
No, wait. Are you not getting? Because remember you did a review of .p and made it 4 stars.
I did review
and that's why you lost us 4 stars. Okay, I was like, am I just like stating the obvious here? But I'm glad that
I thought you were just trying to like drag me and be like, oh no, man, you lost us stars. That's clever.
My directs would be way better. That would be horrendous. No, yeah, I just wanted to point out Mini Ninja's clever joke.
That's fair.
Glad we made it there.
Yeah, we could do the Canadian ones. They're not as good. The Canadians are too nice.
We could do the Canadian ones.
No, they're way too nice. All the Canadians are.
Let's go.
Are they saucy? Why does Roland
That's good. Look, come on.
Why does Roland get to mishandle all the saucy ones and I just get you guys are good? Like fuck you. I did specifically ask for this. Fuck.
It is funny to me because like as somebody who listens to every Monday show, Roland like takes these really, and he's like, all right, I read this sentence, let me comment on it. I read the next sentence, I want to comment on it. I read the next sentence, I want to comment on it. Whereas we were just like, okay, all right, like.
Well, we didn't get good ones. I want the one where I get to fucking argue about cars.
I'm not rereading that one. Yeah, I don't know. Are there any good? Let's see. Are there any good spicy ones that had Proud mentioned in them?
Oh my god.
Hold them back up the U.S.
It doesn't need to be me mentioned. I can be Roland's spokesman. I'm ready to defend my fucking boy.
Please don't.
All right,
Roland's indefensible.
He's defensible. Roland's great. No one even knows him.
Yeah, he's been hitting a lot of these. I mean, you can pretty much just throw a dart at any of these reviews, and you can find one that has a Roland specific content in it.
He brings it onto himself, though. He's the what's it called? That's like he from a year ago was like, I'm just gonna play the antagonist. Yeah. Like I'm down for it. And I was like, okay,
Roland. That's what he tries to do. All right,
yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Also because he gets hated on in some of these reviews, that also means he gets additional compliments afterwards from other people. So it's like a give and take.
Those who are pro Roland decide to hop in and really boost his ego, which is a terrible thing, and none of you should ever do that. And then the others who have finally brought him back down to earth, have their good, wholesome work countered by those people. It's terrible. It's terrible. Well, I'm sorry we didn't have any juicy ones for you, Proud.
I do love reviews, though. They're my favorite thing.
I mean, no disrespect to the reviewers. I was just looking for that big old drama.
You can like scroll down and insult.
I just feel like I got a different.
I mean, we can talk about Roland
than was advertised on
being
the
in Antifa again.
I could reread. I could reread one that's mean to you, Proud. Would you like that?
It's
funny. Okay. I'm not gonna read the whole thing. This review is made in love. Let that be known. 3 stars. Tiring.
Just read the part that I'm gonna.
I tire of listening to Proud interrupting Ursi. It's not good or good banter. It's annoying. Proud, quit being so argumentative. It's not cool to degrade your co-host. I understand you call this your chemistry or whatever, but it's not good content. Yeah. And then it just drags Roland for like another paragraph.
Yeah. The last time I interrupted Ursi was when he was talking about 2 branches, which is a build that he doesn't even do himself. And he argued with me for like 20 minutes about it. Only in the next episode.
About it now.
Only in the next episode to be like, yeah, sometimes you have to defend things that you don't do.
Let's
and then
see.
you
I'm pulling up a Winter Wyvern
and then we just never talked about it again.
2 branches to start there, right?
There was like 1 or 2 in the last like 15 support games. But it's the difference between like telling someone to do that and saying that like very situational
starting items on Winter Wyvern, Null Talisman Tango. Oh, but you went mid. Oh my god.
That was a mid Winter Wyvern game. I didn't play that intentionally.
That game, you would get 3 branches. Man, you don't even know shit about branches. No, you
No,
didn't get any
okay, so
Tangos
that
pool because
game-
you're playing unranked.
That game, actually, no, people pull tangos, dude. I played that game
Well, you
from the
didn't
mid
have them
lane
pulled, is
because
what I'm
our
telling
team had a random Monkey King, a Kunkka that did not select anywhere on the map, and a random Lion, and a random Morphling. So
Nice.
I was just like, I don't know what I'm playing. Nobody wanted to communicate, and so I picked Winter Wyvern, thinking that one of these people was going to go mid
sounds like
lane,
I've learned so
and then
much
of course
playing
none of
these
them
games.
did, and then I was like, all right, I guess I'm mid lane now. So, okay, I actually had fun in that game, and I did learn that Winter Wyvern mid is not good. Actually, that's a lie. I actually thought it was okay, except I was playing it against Necrophos, and
and Ursi's
it completely
last disruptor
nullified
game,
my ability
you
to
got 2
win the
branches.
lane.
2
Yeah, that
branches
sounds
to start.
bad.
Yeah.
Well, because like it's one of those mids.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, regardless.
I'm just telling you. Like, I checked your games, and you don't.
Did it happen?
Yeah,
at
I don't
TI
regularly
Proud?
do it, but I don't think it's bad.
Did people buy branches in TI?
Okay. What? No, actually, it specifically in all the TI games I watched, most supports got 0 branches.
I
and
knew the answer to that
sometimes,
question.
very rarely,
Yeah,
they got
yeah.
1. Yeah, I mean, we
I
already
was
had this
just- I'm
conversation.
just
You can
provoking
listen to
shit
the.
here. All right,
to the
I'm
vlog
killing
or the,
this. It's all
recording or whatever.
over. Done. Goodbye, everybody.
No,
DefenseThePages.com. That's where you find
it's
us.
Great. All right, we're done.
@P_shows where you find us on Twitter. You can find @Proud Dota. Is it @Proud Dota? I forget already. Proudly. @Proudly.
I don't really care. Please don't follow me.
@UrsinityBranches.com.
Follow me at Ursinity. My Twitter's
let's
great.
See. I'm @P_Cyphus. I play Dota. Maybe. I'm a little depressed now. Patreon.com/DefenseThePages where you can help support the show. You can. I may just do it. I may just commit.
Just think about Bloodseeker, dog.
It's not. I don't even think it's a bad thing. I just mean I might spam.
you're acting like it's,
Maybe I'll
a
go that
fucking
direction.
Commitment. It's just picking a.
I like playing Luna and Jug.
You know, pick a hero and Dota
I really
2,
like playing.
dog. What can I say?
That never happens anymore. You know,
Sometimes just
he's basically.
yeah. Well,
I feel you there.
Bloodseeker's basically anti-mage.
All right, fair enough. Yeah,
He's like red
just
anti-mage.
like anti-mage.
He's got the same weapons, little blades.
Leave us a review on iTunes. That's a free way to help support the show.
Instead of
which we
mana
really
void, you
appreciate.
just open
Of course,
someone's
you can
veins.
support sponsors and stuff, and Amazon on the website, and
Yeah.
all that good stuff. Oh, discord.gg/.ps where you can help or you can join in with the community. You can keep an eye out for our in-houses. The season 6 started back up last week or week before last. I've played in 2 now. So we're going to be doing that on Wednesday night. It gets going at 9 p.m. Eastern, and Mr. Gruton himself is hosting those, so be sure to tune in there, and you can always find out more info, like I said, discord.gg/.p, and you can argue with Proud and Ursi about whether or not there should be mid-creeps and stuff, and gold, and whatever that was.
Also, I wanted to say I recently joined the Knights Templar, and I have an agreement with them where if you mail $2 bills to the Liberty Bell, they will go directly into my bank account. So if you want to support me personally, mail $2 bills to the bank to the Liberty Bell,
right,
and that is a great way to support me. Only $2 bills though, so
Not $2 bills?
Oh, so like two, like the number $2, not two
like a
$1 bills.
a $2 bill.
A $2 bill.
An individual, like a dollar bill that's got a couple of twos on it.
If you put multiple $2 bills, will it not be accepted?
Of course,
Go
of course
get them
it will.
double dollar
Any
bills,
any
y'all.
amount of $2 bills. They just have to be
Mail them to the
$2
Liberty
bills.
Bell. Yep.
And
Legit.
mail them to the Liberty
Sounds
Bell,
super
and the
legit.
Knights Templar will wire
All right.
them straight into my account.
Until next time, this is Cyphus for Proud, for Ursinity. Saying good luck and Godspeed.
You good?
Yeah, goodbye.
Straight to the Liberty Bell.